Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartUpTrading.com. It is 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, December 15th. So before we get into it, let's look at the scheduled news. Nothing really for today, but tomorrow, just be aware that we're going to have non-farm payroll tomorrow morning. Uh, we're going to also have retail sales, but non-farm payroll is going to be the big news tomorrow, and then we're going to have flash PMI. And then for the rest of the week, there's really not a lot going on. We're going to hear from the Bank of England on Thursday, uh, and that's really the bulk of the news. But non-farm payroll tomorrow morning, in case you weren't aware. So just keep that in mind. Looking back at Friday's session, right? So when we ended Thursday's session and all the indexes, we had same around trades that went off over the high of the day before the futures closed between that 4 and 5 o'clock Eastern time, and that was really the like a mini blow off top, if you will, and just really at the top of the range. So I had said it before, but on the last week, it was ruled by the SPY. It was just basically 680 on the SPY to 690, right? We dipped a little bit under the bottom end of the range, but nothing really to write home about. And then I do just want to comment that it is rollover today. You should, if you're not already doing it, you should be switching your futures to H26 or however it is on your platform, right? You want to go to March 20 of 2026. Uh, Stop trading December, whether you do it today or tomorrow, but you shouldn't really be trading it after today. Make the switch. But you got 91 days difference between these two contracts. Right now, the point difference between the contracts is about 60 points on the ES, 260 points on the NQ, 390 on the Dow, and 20.4 on the Russell. And then if you look at the decay per day, because what are futures? You're buying the rights of something that expires in the future, right? The March contract is going to expire on March 20th. The December contract expires this Friday, right before the opening bell on the 19th. But basically, when you pay for the rights for something in the future, what are you doing? You're paying interest, right? So a lot of this premium is what they call cost to carry. It has dividends included in it and whatnot, but the majority of it is interest rates. So the decay per day for the rest of this contract is going to be about 0.66 on the ES, about 285 on the Nasdaq, 430 on the Dow, and 0.22 on the Russell. So uh, it is what it is. So we are now, on Thinkorswim. It automatically auto rolled you up there. So, this is a continuous contract. So, there's a little bit of a premium, as we just said, about 65 points on the ES is higher than we were. So we're not gonna, back that out and get all crazy. But if you look at the contract that expires Friday, just for similarity purposes, because that's what we've been trading, instead of using a continuous contract, you can see, where we are and how different it looks. We have pushed down, right? So we are kind of right now, we are at Thursday's low of the day uh, on the NASDAQ. And, we're about the midpoint of Friday also. Uh, Looking at the keep me out of trouble fibs. It's just been a slow bleed up all night so far. And if we look at where we're at for value, and now we're looking at just the March 26 contracts, the H26. We're right in value on the Russell and the Dow, and we're in that value area high zone. We're right where that spike down took place at 10 o'clock on the ES and the NQ. So looking at really the SPX, there's really not a lot to hang your hat on there. Just keep in mind the old range that we were in all last week was basically 6,800 to 6,900 with a flip on 6,850. Uh, but And then for the SPY, you can still see that most of the gamma is between 680 and 690, the same as it's been for the last week or so, with a little bit of a flip on 85. Keep in mind that there's a lot of gamma on 688 today, so that would be your first resistance above. We're currently trading 685.50 on the SPY. And then as we look at really where the Qs are, excuse me, this is the largest gamma on the board today. It's at 621. It's very likely that this trades, it gets tested at some point in the day, but uh, at the end of the day, if you're someone who plays the last, 90 minutes of the trading session, this is going to be your contention point, right? It could either pin it or, if you're above it, you could potentially get in a positive feedback loop as market makers have to cover their ass as prices keep going higher, or you could get in a little bit of a mini negative feedback loop below it. So that's going to be a critical point into the end of the day. So keep that in mind. How far, if you're, $3 to $4 away from it, no big deal. But if you're within, $1.25 of it, probably it's going to have some uh, convexity to it. So convexity just means that as price moves, it's uh, really juiced with gas, right? That's the crux of convexity. So what I'm going to be watching is at 621. Uh, and I'll have to, mark these off. These levels aren't marked off for the H contract yet. I'll mark them off and send them out shortly after the opening bell. But you can watch on the, basically, you can watch that level of the 621. Again, we're trading. When I posted a little while ago, we were trading 617. Now we're almost trading 618. So 621 is that magnet point, and then we'll see, what we get after that. That's really all I have. That's going to be your inflection point. That's going to be the biggest draw for the day, and it's either going to be, it is what it is. That's just we're probably going to get a test of that, and then we'll see if we, spend some time above it or if we get just a rejection on it. But I think it's going to be danced with more than once today. I hope this helps. We'll see what Jack's looking at next. You guys have a great day, and don't forget non-farm payroll tomorrow morning.